I just wanted you to see that right when I hit record, this gust of wind came in and airplane flew overhead and all that beautiful nature's confetti started to fall. So I don't know if you could see it, but I flipped the phone over, so maybe you could. But hello, I am talking more closed more closed-mouthed, I feel like, because I haven't taken a shower, I haven't brushed my teeth. I know you don't need to know this, but I'm just being real with you. So a little on the self-conscious of my teeth right now. So that's why I'm talking this way. But anyway, welcome to a little download discussion. It's interesting. It's any wonder because earlier I was doing some deep cleaning. I'm in a nesting mode because of my moon cycle approaching, and just all the energy shifts has been going on. Just the new moon energy in general hit me a couple days late. Always on time, right? Anyway, I see this crow way over there landing on the very, very, very fucking top of a tree, and it's just so surreal. I love that. Okay, so love you too. Crows are all about creative expression, following creative urges and inspiration. So I'm glad that this crow is cheering me on right now. It's been a while since I've made a discussion video. I'm so overly distracted. Love you. Hi. I feel like that could be one of my friends passed on. Sometimes I come here and I like to sing. Well, since they passed, I'd come out here a day or two after then, and I would just sit here and sing blackbirds singing in the dead of night, that kind of thing. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. I haven't sang in like a month, so don't judge me too much on my voice right now. I'm like writing an album, but not practicing singing at all. One thing at a time. Okay, let's talk about what I'm here to talk about. So, did some cleaning. There's been a bouquet, that has dried up. It was a couple roses that I got on Valentine's Day from my fiance, and I finally decided to surrender the stems and the leaves and the foliage that it came with to my little area out here, to Gaia. I kept some of the rose petals for some future usage in my practice, but one of the buds, I used the rose petals and sprinkled them around my little seat here. This is my spot where I like to download and meditate and listen and exist and relax and cry and pray and all the good stuff. All the stuff. Good or whatever descriptive word you want to call it. Anyway, and when I was sprinkling the petals, I said my thank yous, and I also said, may this space be an area for just love and compassion, just protected by the divinity of, I don't know, that goddess energy that Gaia holds and that this space holds, and that my guides surround me with and protect me with and guide me with. And anyway, so it's any wonder, thank you Spirit, that I'd come here and have a moment, because the energy has shifted for all of us, but now in my space, as I've added this new intention, more heart chakra healing, and I come out here. I've been coming out here later now because it's getting hotter in Florida, so I don't really like to sit in the heat all the time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So I came out here a little later and I thought maybe I'll walk these dogs while the sun was still up more. And I'm like, been judging myself lately. Some navel chakra imbalances of confidence and body image and things like this. If you don't know me personally, I have had struggled with eating disorder a lot in my life, and for the past maybe 4 years now, I have been in my own journey of recovery from that, and thus learning more and more about my body, more and more about my relationship with food, and more about just, you know, what goes into that overall healing experience. But also sometimes I need to actually, you know, zoom in on my focus. Sorry, I'm distracted by this spider. This spider is, I'll tell you about the spider soon. That's the point of this video, but the spider just did something very interesting. Anyway, sometimes I zoom in on that and I focus my healing in that area for a little while when I'm needing to, and that's a time I've been in right now. Is not quite like relapsing or anything, but I got close to reverting into old bad habits, and I am learning to heal the bad habits that I currently, well, the word bad, right? Habits that are not in alignment with my true self, I'm still healing from right now. There's still some that I partake in, some rules and habits that I have created over time to protect myself in whatever way I saw fit, and sometimes it takes time to continue to heal from those, and I'm in my journey. Just like anybody else. So that's just a little personal info about me, is that I'm very positive on and what's the word? Very supportive of intuitive eating, very supportive of, you know, not supportive of diet culture, not supportive of body shaming, not supportive of health is only a certain look, health is only a certain size, health is only a certain weight. Not supportive of that. I'm very supportive of health at every size, very supportive of fat positivity, all body inclusivity, all body acceptance. This is something that I'm very passionate about. Intuitive nutrition and intuitive health and fitness, whatever words you'd like to use. I'm very passionate about that stuff. So anyway, with that being said, I have been struggling a bit past week or so since these energies, really since March started. March can be hard for me for other personal reasons, because you ever have like those months where there's just a certain day in that month and it reminds you of a event or a person or something, and it just kind of makes that month a little hard for you. There's nothing wrong with that. It just means that there's more healing, and that's what we're all about. And as a healer, and as a guide, and as someone who encourages others to start their journey and to continue on their journey and to experience it, and to experience it out loud should they choose to, I'm a firm believer and am well knowing that healing is continuous. Healing is continuous. I did see a meme or something one day that said, like, how do you know you've healed? When you no longer search for healing. And I'm like, that's really great. You know, that's cool. I'm sure there are people who... No. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you guys. Alignment is balance. Healing and having open chakras is balance. Do you walk across a balance beam and never have to focus on it? You're just doot-doot-doot-doot. Even as a pro gymnastics like athlete, Do you think balancing is absolutely just as easy as them breathing, as them walking? You can build those muscles so that it comes to you more swiftly and more solid every time, and more, it's less likely that you'll fall. It's less likely that you'll be out of balance. This is why we heal, so we can create those muscles and that mentality and those skills and things that we need to keep ourselves continuously in balance the best that we can. Yes, that's attainable. But will you ever have to just not try anymore? I don't believe that. At least not today where I am. That's not what I believe. And I've never been able to heal myself, 11:11 when I say this, without that mentality. The mentality of, I will always have to work at this. That is what keeps me feeling human as hell. That is what keeps me feeling connected to every single person on this planet, is the fact that I know each and every one of us is all just doing the best we can to balance. And we will always have to do the best we can. Again, does it get easier? Yes. Heck yeah. Do we get stronger and smarter and wiser, more focused, more calm, more in alignment, so that we can balance more with ease than other people who are just getting started learning how to balance? Yes. But does that mean that we just reach this throne of healedness and then we get to just sit back and be like, we're healed, ta-da? Do you want to heal? Do you want to heal? Do you want to heal? Because I'm healed, but I can help you guys. That's not it for me. No. As a healer and a guide, that's not it for me. I like to meet everyone where I am, and I like to accept and embrace the fact that where I am may always change. Where I am may always change. I may always need to seek balance again. Not as a warning, or as something to be afraid of, but it's comfortable and safe knowing that when I may feel more and more closer to my most authentic self, my most aligned self, I will feel continuously as I go on. With each passing day, with each passing year, with each passing decade, I'm sure I know it will flux, it will ebb, it will flow, but with wisdom and with time, I may get to this space where I go, wow, me 10 years ago, what a healed difference. But, sorry, the air conditioner just distracted me. Where was I? But, even at that higher place of self, could something happen? Could God have a plan for me to learn another big lesson down the road that's completely unexpected? Absolutely. And will I need to use my tools and use what I've learned to catch my balance? To use all my all my tens of 20s of years of gymnastics training, which I don't have, but this is just figure of speech. Will I have to use everything I learned to catch my balance? Heck yeah. Will it be easy? I don't know until it happens. And that's what keeps me grounded. That's what keeps me remembering that we are all in some book, maybe not every book, but in some book, we're all on the same page. There's a metaphysical book somewhere in the layers of our existence, of this, what do you call it? Of this universe that we're in, of this layer of time that we're in, however you want to say it. I can't think of the word that I'm trying to say, but there's a metaphysical book that we're all on the same page of. And there's many, many trillions and jillions and infinity books that we're not. Or maybe some of us are and some of us aren't. But there is one book, if you catch my drift, that we're all on the same page on. And that is what keeps me human. The fact that, yes, we can manifest. Yes, we can take control of our actions. We can take control of how we think. We can take control of what we are open to receive and what perspectives we would choose to view and stuff like this. What we learn, what we choose to learn, what we choose to retain, what we choose to let go of, all these things. But still, it's not in our control. Life is not in our control. And no one on this earth, I do not care who they are. I don't care. I mean, obviously with love, I care who each and every person is. But I don't care who they are. I don't care how long they've been doing what they're doing. There's not a single person on this earth that you could convince me has a indestructible laminated gold ticket of a card that says, "Ta-da, you're perfectly healed. You'll never have to heal again." I don't believe that. And maybe that's just my choice. Maybe that's just my perspective. But that's the way I choose to live, and that's how I view life as a healer, as a guide. And that's how I've healed myself. And that's how I continue to heal myself. And I'm always open to learning and listening, but as someone who learns and listens and consumes, you have to also remember that you have the power to create, how you see it fit. You have the power to decide if you don't feel in alignment with something. Even when it comes to spiritual work and light work and energy healing and all these things. Wow, and bat just flew so low. That was awesome. We have to remember that we can still choose and say, actually, I don't think that you're right completely. I have a different perspective. And it's not about who's better, who's not better, because we're all one. Like I said, there's a book that we're all on the same page of. And if we could just keep remembering that book, then maybe we can reduce being in such conflict with ourselves and with one another. I mean, some conflict is necessary to get you there, to get you to that awareness of the book, that awareness of the higher self and of the connection between us all, the unity between us all, the plan, the vibe, the mission between us all. Thank you, Spirit. But also, sometimes to keep you in a space of authenticity with what makes you, though we're all one, we're all still unique in our ways as well. We've all have souls and spirits that have traveled long and far to become here who we are today. And this is the only time that we'll be us, just us. Exactly as we are. This is the only time we'll be that way. So we're entitled to our unique perspective. And that doesn't make you closed-minded. That doesn't make me closed-minded. That doesn't make anybody else's perspective better or lesser. It's just different. And, but it's still important to communicate it. And it's still important to stand strongly for what you believe in. But at the same time, be delicate with your ears in the sense of learning and knowing and listening to other perspectives, because I may, you may, we all may come across something someone says that changes our mind. And if you're open to change, it's just like what they say with yoga, right? You bend so you don't break. If you're open to change, then, and you get used to learning, and you get used to hearing other people's perspectives, it gets much easier to take it on not really take it on the chin. I don't want to say that in like a violent way, but you hear those bats? Oh, it's birds. I just saw a bat. I'm getting kind of scared. Oh, so much wildlife. Anyway, love you, spirit. Yeah, it gets easier to get taken aback a little bit and go, oh, I didn't see it that way. Perhaps I've got some thinking to do. Anyway, stay loose, stay open to change, stay open to others' perspectives, but don't get lost in feeling like everyone, you know, don't get lost in feeling like when you feel, yeah, but I always felt this way. Don't get lost in thinking that you aren't allowed to have your own opinion, because new opinions and new perspectives and new understandings in your voice as it is, just because it's you, is important. And it serves a purpose in the world. It could start a whole new conversation. It could start a whole movement of some sorts. It could just get one person's attention that they needed to hear. It could just serve your truth and go no further than that. But either way, it's important. Now, we're 2112 when I say this. I'm finally going to tell you the story. I feel like it's unrelated now because we've just gone on this new download. But this was what I wanted to share with you before I end up having a bat fly any closer to my face than just happened. Those were birds, but I really did see a bat after the birds flew. So, got some bats out here. Anyway, I love them so much, but I am a human, so they do scare me a little bit when they're flying at me like that. Okay, so here's the story, if you're still listening. Love you. Love you either way. Oh, I guess I was saying all that because there's been a lot of YouTube videos that I've been wanting to make, a lot of personal readings I'm still needing to do, and I've just been kind of stuck in my own little circle of, it's like just a lonely person walking in a circle, just like dragging their feet. And I haven't been necessarily sad, but it's just something in me is grieving and something in me is trying to grow. But the part of me that wants to grow is trying to help the part of me that's grieving. And the part of me that's grieving doesn't know how to grow because all it knows, ooh, yes, this is it, Spirit. This is the link. This is the link to this and the thing I'm about to tell you. The part of me, the shadow in me that's grieving only knows how to be a shadow, only knows how to grieve, only knows how to have those darker feelings. That's what a shadow is for. No need to change it. That's what a shadow is for. That's all shadow knows. The part of me that wants to heal only knows healing. Yes, Spirit, amen, thank you. A them, I should say. A them. That's my new thing I've been trying to say, but sometimes it just slips. But the part of me that wants to heal only knows how to heal. Only knows how to heal. So the part of me that wants to heal isn't wrong either for pushing the shadow to heal, because the part of me that wants to heal, that's all they know how to do. It's almost a miscommunication when they try to combat each other because they think the other one needs to be more like the other one. And it's not true. They each just need to be themselves. Shadow's purpose is to be shadow. Light and healing's purpose is to be light and healing. And it's so interesting because I had this somewhat similar message in a personal reading that I just did recently, and a personal person in my life that I just spoke to not too long ago. I shared information with downloads and information I was receiving for them, and it was similar about how we're all connected, but we're all in each other's lives for a reason, of course, and we're all on this earth at the same time for a reason, of course. But sometimes when you make decisions and you're worried about yourself or you're worried about the other person and things like this, there's a perspective change opportunity there for you to realize that even if someone may respond to something from a place of, from a shadow place, that doesn't mean that you've betrayed them or hurt them in some way by speaking from your light and your truth. Thank you, Spirit. I'm seeing like a shape of I'd say like a lion's head, or kind of could be a dragon. I'm looking at the clouds now. I don't know, just feels like a sense of nobility and truth, right? A lion and a dragon, I feel like are both great symbols for truth and honor. But also this fiery, like, courageousness of, like, action, very masculine energy there, too. Like, taking action on your truth. Thank you, Spirit. Yes, taking action on your truth and going for it with honor and nobility. Honor and for yourself and nobility. I also see, like, a turtle-y shape. So it's, like, taking your time and knowing that Oh, okay, interesting. Thank you, Spirit. Knowing that a turtle and a lion, vastly different, but no less worthy. And the way they go about doing things in their lives are very different, but they both are deserving and worthy. That's the word. They're both deserving and worthy of their truth and of living and surviving and experiencing life freely, loving freely. You know, I always got to throw that in there. And it's just, it's amazing. It's like tortoise and the hare type thing, where it's not about slow and steady wins the race. That's not like, I know that's kind of the moral of the story, but that's not what I'm saying here. But the tortoise and the hare, they're both just racing how they know how. You know, they're just doing the best that they know how. You know? The rabbit knows how to go fast and jump fast and run fast. That's what a rabbit does. The turtle knows how to go the speed that God created them to be able to go. And that's what a turtle does. And it doesn't make either one any lesser, because they're both doing the same thing. They're both racing the same race. And they're both reaching the finish line. Them. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so here's the link. Like I said, that's the link. Here's where I'm going with this. There was a spider, all right, and I see the spider now. And it's funny because I actually later started to see more spiders. So I've been really connected with spiders lately. So I see this spider on their web, small web, it's on a clothesline that we have out here, about to eat a prey that they have all wrapped up in that web, right? A little tiny fly bug kind of thing. I then, like I said, was like, maybe I'll walk the dogs, which is me pushing myself out of my truth, because I really didn't want to. I've been kind of tired all day, but I just felt like I have to do something. I don't know. I'm in my head. I gotta get out. I gotta do something. I gotta move. I gotta, you know, I gotta get out of this somehow, right? I guess maybe I'm supposed to walk, you know, and again, with the shaming of my body and stuff lately, like how I've been challenging myself, I just, you know, it's all coming down to, am I active enough? Should I just walk? You know, like how do I feel better about myself? Do I take it out on, you know, do I take it out on the pavement, or do I take it out in my bed as a nap? I'm gonna have to put subtitles on this because you can barely see me. So I should anyway, but I will anyway on some future content. That's been something I want to work on. I'm just talking freely now, but anyway. So I'm excited for this spider though. And I'm like, wow, look at you, you got it. You know, you got your thing. Because like I said, I've been being contacted a lot by spiders lately. And the thing about the spider is, reminds you to be feminine, reminds you to be delicate, but also strong, and protect yourself, and protect your you know, could even be protect your family. I'm just going to say goodnight to my spot so I can continue this elsewhere. I love you, Spirit. Thank you for everything. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, Sun. Thank you, Moon. Thank you, Universe. But anyway, and you know, a lot of it's about creating your own web, so to speak, like, you know, designing, you know, what you want in your life to the very detail, and taking time on it, right? Like turtle energy, taking time on it. I also now see shark energy, you know, I don't know, that's two like king of the jungle kind of animals there, king of the ocean, sharks, and king of the jungle, lions. So it's very, very masculine, very taking charge, and you know, doing what you have to do the way you know how to survive, right? Sharks are born knowing that they have to live a certain way to survive, and that's what they do. And can we be mad at sharks when they eat certain species, when they kill certain species? Can we be mad at sharks? No, because that's the only way they know how to survive. And in the same sense, these certain species that they're eating only know a certain way how to survive as well. And some of them wouldn't survive, or wouldn't survive in a healthy, balance, it's all about balance, in a healthy, balanced manner, should the shark not feed on them. Because then we'd have, you know, an overrun of this or overrun of that. That's just animal kingdom divinity right there. So what am I saying? So I'm proud of this spider, because I really, ever since I started looking into these spider messages, I haven't really taken my action in it. shark energy, lion energy, dragon energy. I hadn't really taken action. I just kind of kept waiting. I feel like there was something else I'm waiting for. Also, been a little on the shadow side as far as like my confidence chakra goes, right? My navel chakra. And that's me being truthful with you. So, but I saw this spider really getting its food finally, and I was just like, man, you probably waited all day for that. Good for you. You're finally, getting what, you're intended to get. And this is your nature. And, yeah, that's all I thought about. So then I'm like, that's when I thought about the walking thing, right? So then I go, see my kiki? So then I go, okay, I am going to, I'm going to stretch, because I heard stretching's good. And I'm obsessing over my body again. I'm obsessing over, I have to stretch. And I'm obsessing over these things that have been getting to me lately, this anxiety stuff. And I stretch a couple different ways, and it's feeling good. I'm like, man, I haven't stretching forever, because normally I just start walking. I don't really stretch first. Man, this is nice. And then I start to do that thing where you grab one ankle to stretch your, I guess it's your hamstring that you're stretching, or maybe the top of your thigh. I grab my ankle, to balance on one foot. I could not get my balance. Wow, I don't know last time I had such a hard time balancing on my leg. And so with that being said, right, symbolism, right? I'm saying Spirit does all this for a reason. Don't you guys ever forget that. Neither myself. So I grab the clothesline. It's the nearest thing to me to catch my balance. And I immediately go, oh my gosh, the spider. I just ruined its whole web. I just ruined its whole meal. It probably worked so hard on that. I felt defeated. I felt like I could never forgive myself. I sat back down, starting, slowly getting tears in my eyes because I'm so frustrated, because I don't know how I'm going to forgive myself. And all I can think about is how hard that spider worked all day to get that right. And then here I come in, fumbling along, and I messed it up. So I'm sitting there. I started to take it really personal. I'm sitting down, and I'm like, Spirit, how do I forgive myself? Why? Like, I'm so confused by this. Like, and then just the accumulation of all emotions that I've been kind of keeping to myself for these days that I've just now shared with you previously, just all starts to accumulate, and I'm feeling confused and lost in a moment. And I feel my shadow self appear. And I'm like, here she is. She's here. Shadow is here. And I just sat there and felt that way, without judgment on myself, proud of me. That's where we all need to be, or not need, but where I wish for you all to get in your healing journeys, is to a place where when you feel your shadow self, you don't judge her. You just let her be, or they, or him. You know what I mean? You just let shadow be shadow. And don't judge. Don't say, gosh, I'm the worst, blah. You can say those things, or you can feel those things. If Shadow wants to say those things, Shadow can say those things, but don't judge Shadow for saying those things. Just let Shadow say it. Hello, friend. Anyway, beetle bug. Oh, sorry, buddy. Anyway, I just let Shadow be Shadow for a moment. And then I'm thinking, I start saying, Spirit, how do I forgive myself? And Spirit told me, the same way you would forgive someone else. And I started to want to cry, because I thought, how many times have I ruined someone else's web and not even known? How many times have I destroyed someone's plan or web or whatever they had in mind, and I had no idea, because I was just being the clumsy human, just trying to fumble around and stretch and have a little pre-walk stretch, and I wasn't even thinking about how hard that they worked. How many times has that been me and I didn't even know? How do I forgive myself for that? And Spirit said, how you would forgive someone else. And I thought of all the times that maybe I would consider a time that I ruined someone's web. I went through those hard memories of times that perhaps I probably did destroy a web for that person. Because we know when we did wrong. We don't like to admit it or face it, but we know when we did, right? We could have been children. It could have been when we were hungry. It could have been when we were upset. He's back. But we know when we've done wrong. We just don't like to talk about it. And I'm thinking of these times where I could say these are moments that I may have destroyed someone's web. How do I forgive myself for that? Just like you would forgive someone else. I said, okay, Spirit. So I start to think, but I don't know if anyone's ever destroyed my web in the same way that I've perhaps have destroyed other people's webs. So how do I know how to forgive them if I've never felt that way? That hurt me even more, because I felt like perhaps I'd put people through things that I've never even experienced. I mean, of course, it's not perhaps. I have put people through things that I will never experience, because I'll never be them. And so have you. And you'll never be them either. Okay? Just like people who have put you through stuff will never know how you felt about it, because they'll never be you, right? It's all balanced. It's all connected. So then I'm sitting there and I just want to weep, and I just want to mourn, and I just want to grieve, and I just want to like, you know, kneel down for the guillotine kind of thing, like, because I feel so just stripped of everything in that moment. And just letting myself be vulnerable and letting myself acknowledge where maybe I've been wrong in my life. And the word right and wrong is neither here nor there, but it just helps me describe it more for you right now in this scenario. So I'm sitting there, and then this beautiful whisper from Spirit, like it always does, an angel, a guide, God. Oh, I've been saying God himself a lot lately. Maybe, you know, as a Sagittarius, my ruling planet is Jupiter, which is a very masculine planet. So, and I've been really vibing with Jupiter a lot lately. I've been seeing lots of 9 synchronicities and things like this, 333s and such. So maybe that has something to do with it, because I don't always refer to God as him. And it's been in some personal readings too that I've done. I've been referring to God as him, and I'm just like, that's so weird. I don't always do that. But anyway, just a lot of masculine energy going on, I guess. But so, beautiful little voice says, but the prey would thank you. And I just sat down. I mean, I think I was already sitting, but I really just sat down at that point. I just really let myself sink down into a full, like, position of just surrender in my chair. Let me let my dog inside. Come on, babe. And it occurred to me, not fully at the moment. I had to really let it sink in before I could be here sharing this video with you, because then it made sense after time. Like all things do, after time they make sense. But anyway, I thought, I didn't do all wrong. No one does all wrong. No one. We do what we can, the best that we can, with the information that we have in that present moment. That's when it all made sense to me. I'm here beating myself up about destroying the spider's web, when really, from a different perspective, thanks to Spirit, I also did right by the prey that the spider was about to feed on. I gave that prey a miracle. And perhaps, if you want to, because I'm an optimist, perhaps I could have also given the spider a miracle. Though the spider had to get right back to work and build a new web, maybe by the morning or by later tonight, this evening, they'll catch even bigger prey. I don't know. So let me say this. It really occurred to me that sometimes we're one of the three. Sometimes we're the spider, working hard all day, all night, and then finally got something the way we want it, and then maybe we finally got this plan and we're seeing it through and it's right in our grasp, or a relationship and it's going the way we want it and it's right in our grasp, or something and it's right in our grasp and we're about to just feed on it because we earned it. Sometimes we're the prey. We're caught up in someone's web because we took a wrong turn or made a decision that was not in our alignment, or it's just a lesson that we're going through at the moment to learn more about ourselves and to have, it's like Hanged Man, change of perspective, Hangman card in tarot. It's like a change perspective where you get yourself all in this mess where you feel stuck there's literally nothing you feel like you can do because someone has control over you, or you're just literally feeling stuck. But it brings you a new perspective, I'm sure. If times that you've ever been in that, times that I've ever been in that, it gives you time. It's almost like you know, the concept of, you know, being incarcerated and having time to think, right? And of course, I don't want to make light of any kind of situations that have to do with incarceration, because that is an experience that can be very sensitive and very intense. But the visual is what I mean by that, is that when you're stuck, whether you're just stuck in a relationship, physically stuck because you gotta live in a place you don't want to live at the moment, stuck because you just can't get out of your own head, or stuck with a legal problem or something serious like that. More, you know, everything's serious, but you know what I mean. It can be time for a perspective change, and bring growth, but also it can be very worrisome. So that's another period of time in life that we may find ourselves in. Or sometimes we're the clumsy human. The clumsy human who's not really paying attention to the perspective of anybody else but themselves, because they're just so caught up in their human stuff, and really things that don't matter, because it really didn't matter. Honestly, it really didn't matter if I stretched or didn't stretch, or went on a walk or didn't walk. I mean, obviously walks are great. There's nothing wrong with that. But it wasn't truly in my alignment. I was just picking something to do because I was just trying to get out of my own head, just being a clumsy human, just trying to find grace and soothing in my own human reality. And oftentimes that causes us to forget about the reality of others. And sometimes that's us. And it's harmless. It's innocent. What did I say earlier? I said it's innocent naivete kind of thing. So, but also is another opportunity for finding healing and alignment, so that you don't find yourself in a position of not being mindful and making yourself do stuff that you don't really feel is like an authentic thing you want to do. You're just doing it for the sake of doing something. There's a time and place for everything. Anyway, 4224, when I say this. I can't believe I've been talking this long. Well, yeah, I can't believe it, actually. I won't lie. But I didn't intend for it, but we're here. It's all good. Anyway, that's the realization I had. And that led me to even further realization of a more general message that you can get from it all, is that in the scenario, no matter which one of those three that you are in a scenario, right now, in the past, in the future, you can't be mad at any of the characters. You can't. Because each of them was doing exactly what they felt was the right thing to do with the information that they had in the present moment. In the present moment, the clumsy human thought, the best thing I can do right now is stretch and get ready for a walk. Oh no, I'm losing my balance. Okay, the best thing I can do since I'm losing my balance right now is to grab this rope. Flashback a little bit to the past. The spider. All right, the best thing I can do right now is feed on this prey that I've worked so hard to get. And now I'm going to take my time, roll up smoothly on it, think about it, just be so proud and look at it and dance around it. I haven't bit it yet, but I can't wait to. I'm about to, maybe soon. The prey was like, you know what? Flashback a little backwards. The prey was like, I'm going to fly this direction today. Who knows where it'll take me? Or maybe they were like, I fly this way every day and I don't want to change my course because it's what I do every day and I like my routine. And boom, it got them stuck. Now they're faced to think about their choices. They're faced to think about what could come of this and what they could do to get out of it, or what they could do if they get out of it, or what they could surrender right now should they not get out of it. Anyway, you can't be mad at any of them because they were all doing the best that they could at that time. Now, you might say, okay, but Lex, is that not a scapegoat for, you know, just being okay with making a mistake or being okay with hurting someone? I see that perspective, but it's more from a place of everyone has their own unique tools and information and wisdom available to them in a present moment. And that's all that they have. So someone who treats you in a way that you receive and perceive as hurtful or, you know, abusive or whatever you want to say, which does not fit a desired emotion that you would like to feel, or a level of comfort that it's a level of discomfort that you would not like to feel, or abuse, or whatever it is. There's layers when it comes to trauma, of course. So this is more of just like a general insight that I'm giving to you tonight. But the message is about, how do we forgive? That was my main question when this all started happening. How do I forgive? What I'm telling you is, that's how you forgive. It's not how you find a scapegoat. It's not how someone can just ignore what they've done wrong. It's quite the opposite, actually. Forgiveness is about acknowledging what mistake you made, or what you, even if you don't want to call it a mistake, forgiveness is about acknowledging where you have done actions that have affected others, and where actions have been done unto you from other people that affected you, and understanding that in all scenarios, the person just did what they could do with the information that they had at the time. Where you know, there's all kinds of things. People under influences of heavy drugs and things like that, they're only access to a certain amount of information. People under the influence of, you know, severe in alignment, like severe mental illness and things like that, they only have access to a certain amount of information that causes them to do actions that could be not great unto others, or could be harmless or not. Like, it goes all spectrums, right? But that's the point, is that it's not about forgiving someone because you're over it, or it doesn't hurt you anymore, or all these things. It's not about, you know, finding forgiveness in yourself because it's not that bad what you did, or it's not that bad what they did. It's not about justifying what you or someone else did. Forgiveness is about understanding that we all are doing life the way we know how to do it, with the information that we have in the present moment. And so that's why it's encouraged, when you feel you're ready in a place of healing, to continue to seek out new information, to continue to receive new information, and receive perspectives of others, and receive new learning, and receive new lessons that bring you to healing, that bring you on a continuous state of alignment, to strengthen those muscles and become a Gabby Douglas of like spiritual balance and energy balance, chakra balance. So that's what I'm here to say. It's just to tell you that sometimes, that we're constantly each playing a role in our own life and in someone else's life. Sometimes it seems like we have no choice. That's another conversation as far as like choosing what role you want to play. But regardless, if you really want forgiveness of yourself, if you really want to forgive someone else, if you really want someone else to forgive you, maybe share this video with them, I don't know. But understand that whatever happened or is happening, each person is literally doing the best that they can with the information that they know in this present moment. And that's it. And it's up to the individual to decide. Sorry, I'm like getting so thirsty. It's up to the individual to decide if they would like to learn more about themselves, about others, about what other wisdom and what other information is available to them to learn, how they can go about getting it, if they want it. If you want to learn, you will find a way. Sometimes we need help to remind us that we are worthy of learning. Sometimes we need a sign. Sometimes we need a friend. Sometimes we need a counselor. Sometimes we need a doctor. Sometimes we need a pastor. Sometimes we need somebody to remind us we have worth and that we deserve to grow and learn, and that there is more to learn, right? But nonetheless, sometimes we're the spider. Sometimes we're the prey. Sometimes we're the clumsy human. we're all on the same page in some book. There's at least one book in the millions and trillions and unlimited possibilities of books that we're all writing on this earth at the same time. There is one book that we're all on the same page. And I just love each and every one of you. I just want you to know that forgiveness is available. Healing is available. You just have to want it. You just have to seek it. You just have to follow your heart on which way you can go in this moment to get you closer to feeling the way that you deserve and that your inner self tells you, it begs you to feel. And when I say that, I don't want anybody to think that that means, yes, we all want to feel good. But there are people and there are times and experiences where we just want to cry or we just want to scream. These are things that we want. It's up to you to listen to your inner self and ask them what they want. And then do whatever you can to take you to that next level of giving your inner self that respect and that freedom to feel that way so that you can grow, so that you can release, so that you can forgive, so that you can love, so that you can feel. The spider doesn't want, the spider barely even thinks about or considers the perspective of the prey. The spider only knows to make a web, wait for food, get the food, and do it again. And whatever else. If you talk about spiritually, the spider knows a lot. But as far as we're talking, just the animal instinct itself, that's how the spider knows how to survive. The fly, we can't blame the fly for getting caught because the fly only knows to do the fly thing, to fly where it was flying, and then it got caught up in the web. The fly was maybe searching for its own food or searching for its own mate or searching for its own whatever it was, or maybe the wind just happened to blow it. You can't be mad at any of the characters in this scenario. The human wasn't thinking about anybody else but their own perspective, just like the spider, just like the fly. Now, as humans, maybe we can do a little bit better, a heck of a lot better, of being more mindful of others' perspectives. But at the end of the day, we can't deny that we're just humans. And we've only got the information that we've got in this moment right now. The question is, will you be open to learning? The question is, will you be open to receiving? Will you be open to healing and growing, releasing, forgiving? Will you be open to that? Should the opportunity present itself to you? And opportunities like that present to ourselves every day in the smallest ways. Maybe you just see a little thing on Instagram that says, how do you feel right now? And then you go, that's dumb. I don't even want to read that. That's your choice. But maybe you see that Instagram post and you go, how do I feel right now? And that's you allowing the opportunity to exist for you to learn and grow and ascend just a little bit higher. That's your choice. Anyway, that's it. That's all I learned. Well, it's not just, that's all I learned, but that's just something big that I learned today, 35335 when I say this, is that's the key to forgiveness, is understanding that each person plays a role and that you can't be mad at any of the persons. And if you want to forgive, you can't hold anger towards any of the persons or creatures or whatever, because they were only doing what they knew how to do with the information they had at that moment. You were, they were, he, she, me, they, all of them were. That's why you ever find yourself and you think, why did it have to happen? Why did it have to happen? That's why. Because a situation presented itself and every person involved only knew how to do exactly what they had the tools and the skills and the information of how to do. Just like how a spider only knows how to be a spider. But again, don't get me started on animal spiritualism and symbolism, because it's much more than that. But you get what I'm saying. The turtle and the hare. The rabbit, the hare, whatever, knows how to race like a rabbit. That's what he knows. The turtle knows how to go the same race like a turtle. That's what he knows. And you can't be mad or judge either of them, because that's who they are. A person who acts out of anger and all this only knows how to do that. in that present moment. That's why they did that. A relationship that cheats on you or whatever, they only know how to function in that way in that moment. That's all they know how to do in that moment. They're not thinking about your perspective. It doesn't mean, oh, that's okay, but they don't think of your perspective. That's all they know is that information. And it's up to you to let that anger go towards them and understand that sometimes you're the spider, sometimes you're the prey. And I've been the prey many times, and it's hard to admit, but sometimes I've been the spider. And it's even harder to admit, a lot of the times I've been the clumsy human, just fumbling around, not even realizing who's affected. 5544, I love you all. Thank you for sharing this hour with me. I've got the cat showing up, our outdoor cat, and we're about to go inside. And my love to you. My dog is like, Mom, why are you not inside? I just wanted to share that story with you. I hope it reached you well. I hope it made sense. I hope you know I'm not belittling anyone's trauma. I too have experienced many instances of trauma in my life. And I'm one of those people, you know, that's growing from that state of, what? Like, I was so vulnerable and they just took advantage, and how can I just forgive? I totally understand that. I've healed from that for years. But I just want you to understand, it's about how you choose you want to feel and how you choose you want your perspective to enhance or stay the same or whatever it is. It's choice. You get to consent to learning. That's what it is. Learning is all about consent. If you don't consent to learning, then you won't learn. If you consent to learning, then you will learn. And the more I learn about people who have traumatized me, the more I'm faced with forgiveness. How do I forgive? And that's my lesson that I learned today for myself, and I just wanted to relay it on to you. That in order to truly forgive ourselves for doing things we've done and others for doing things unto us, is that we each play a role, and you can't be mad at any of the characters because they only know what they know in that moment. That's it. And we're all so human, and I love it. And I love you, and I'm literally like, my throat is like getting all dry. And I don't know, I'm the type of person where now I feel like it has to be an even hour before I close the video because I've been here this long. But I'll definitely put subtitles because it's so dark, but it might take me forever. But I just love you all so much, and I'm gonna go right now. And I'll see you soon. I know I have some videos to send out, and I have some collective videos I have in queue, and everything happens exactly as it's meant to. If you can do your best to zoom out and have optimism in this time, I implore you to realize that if someone knocks your web down, it's because the new web you're about to make is even better, and you're going to catch even more meals, even bigger meals, more delicious meals, more abundance, you know, more things that you want in alignment with yourself. If you're someone's prey right now, just take it as an opportunity to think, to change your perspective. Ask yourself what you want. Ask yourself why you don't like being stuck, and how can you change that? And if you can't change it, how can you let go? Ask yourself, how right now could I let go? How right now could I surrender to this stuckness so that I don't suffer while I'm here? Because the outcome isn't always set in stone. You could very well be unstuck soon, or you could be stuck even longer, or could be some type of death process that has to ensue. It's not up to you right now. Be present, be loving, be mindful. If you're the clumsy human right now, which in a way we all are, right? If you're watching this video, unless you're a dog watching it or something, that'd be cool too. But if you're the clumsy human, do what you can to, don't just do things just to do them. Do things with intention. Do things with intention. I mean, play, definitely have fun, but don't make choices just because you feel like you have to make a choice because you're under the pressures of society or your mom or your past self that's, you know, still bullying you because of whatever limited beliefs you were told as a kid. Do things with intention and be mindful. when you make choices towards others and for yourself, be mindful of how they could affect someone else. Don't let it dictate your truth and steer you away from your truth. Stay always in alignment with your truth. But also don't be naive to the fact that your choices and things you do and say may be affecting others. And hit me up if you want to know how to, move further in not letting the perspectives of others affect you. Because sometimes you're not innately, or like you're not like directly affecting someone. Sometimes someone is just very interested in what you're doing and lets what you're doing affect them, and then therefore they try to do things to attack you or affect you or whatever, and that's a different story. But anyway, protect yourselves, forgive yourselves, forgive others if you can right now. If not, it's okay. And know that you're loved, and know that in some way, even the smallest way you can think of, we're all on the same page in some book out there. I love you all, and good night.